The people want Rucker and they want Bella. Two totally different.
Hey,
Is that what's happened?
Two totally.
Well,
we plan to cover all the bases.
But anyway, welcome back.
Okay.
Hey, before we get started, what are you doing?
I don't know. The whole TV's doing.
Oh, that's just
me.
your volume.
you're connected
huh?
to the TV.
I'm sorry.
Man.
All right. Well,
All right.
look, hey, new year, new us. We all of a sudden don't know how to work this stuff. But happy
right.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
Happy
Hey,
New Year.
It's a new year.
You didn't
This is
realize it
New
was
Year.
New Year?
Oh yeah.
We in 2024, big dog. Come on, give us
the
the
big
program.
2-4.
For sure we are.
And to kick off the new year, we are bringing back,
By popular demand.
That's right.
I would say to this point, our most popular guest. Like,
That's
as far as the comments go.
Phil Robertson.
No, Brian Rucker.
No, that's
There's-
right.
Rucker's
Hey.
back, baby.
There's Phil, and then there's Rucker.
Amen.
Okay, we're
We're going to make a new sticker that says Rucker podcast host 2024. Like,
I am
we're-
second.
We're getting
Sign
off
me
the
up.
homeowner. We're getting off of.
No, I done move you up, dog.
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Yeah, Phil. No,
We'll
Phil's
get him
out.
out of there.
it's Rucker number one.
That's right.
Okay.
Hey, let's go. Let's.
That's
hey,
what I'm talking about. Hey, this is a real deal, boys. What we got here.
He is the real deal, Holyfield.
I will say on the last one, it's been a long time since when you were here, that I've seen Si so quiet just listening to somebody tell a story.
Well,
I think he's enamored with your storytelling ability as well, Rucker.
good
So
storytellers just appreciate each other's work.
They appreciate the craft, don't
Yeah.
they?
No.
well, hey, look, no. Anyway, his story, okay, is I don't even have the words to describe it.
Incredible.
Oh yeah. Let's see that. Yeah, I don't have the words to describe it.
Yeah.
For somebody that's gone through what he's gone through, okay, and turned out like he's turned out,
Yeah.
is awesome comes to mind. But no, that ain't even good enough.
Well, I appreciate
It's spectacular. no, it's spectacular. It really is.
Well,
Well,
Okay,
here's
that's why I want just talking to you.
yeah.
I would say to you, if somebody would ask me, I'd have said to you, yeah, all that guy's got a PhD
Well, he does.
behind his name.
he-
Okay.
He does. His records just are a little
Well,
different.
no, he does.
I mean, he's got a
Hey.
bunch of pieces of paper.
Yeah, there is a lot of paper.
He's definitely got a trail.
There is a paper trail for sure. and look, here's the thing.
I'm done.
There was a point when I thought that I had somehow magically avoided the paper trail.
Yeah.
Like I thought, okay, I fell through the cracks. There's no way.
That's right. I got away with it.
Right. Well, so here's
Because
another.
you moved 3 hours west. No, east.
Oh,
No, you want to know really what it is? It's the birthday thing.
Oh my god, this is fantastic.
The birthday thing.
The birthday thing.
You don't know about his birthday?
no, I was fixing to say that's going on.
Oh, but I mean-
He didn't know about his birthday
Yeah.
till he was about 25.
Wait, for real?
No, so I, on paper, depending on how you look up Brian Rucker, have 2 different birthdays.
Grandma ruled, man.
Yeah. So my grandma, we talked about my grandma a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So
Entrepreneur, if you
You
will.
and Granny's close.
Oh yeah. We was real-
Entrepreneur.
But
We
at
was
some
real
point, she
close.
had to get him in school, and there was only one way to do that.
A lot of my identity issues started very early in life. Okay. and some of them are because I didn't know my real birthday for the majority of my life. So just to put it like this, okay. I was born and raised being told my entire life that my birthday was September 1st, right?
Okay.
And this is what my mom and my grandma told me. They celebrated it. They told me, hey, this is your birthday, everything else. I'm incarcerated, 16 years old, at a place called Gulf Coast. And the only way to be eligible for release is for you to get a learner's permit, a GED, and a builder's trade. Well, I'm up at the DMV. They take us up there in shackles up to the DMV to go take the test. And the lady at the DMV tells me, I don't know if you're going to be able to take your test. And I'm like, well, why not? And she says, well, the birth certificate that the state has says your birthday is September 1st. But in the national computer here, it says your birthday is September the 13th. I said, well, somebody made a typo. I know my birthday.
That's
My
right.
birthday-
September 1st.
My birthday is September 1st.
That's it.
Wow. You've been living in the future your whole
Well,
life.
Lou, so I said
That's
my birthday.
tight.
My birthday is September 1st. She goes, well, if you want to be eligible for release, if you want to take this test, we're going to have to put it as the 13th. I said, whatever. Okay. I was upset about it. My grandma comes to visit me a week later, and we're sitting down and we're talking. And I say, man, can you believe that they put my birthday as September 13th whenever I went to the DMV? And she just starts laughing and says, well, that is your real birthday.
Grandma is savage.
No, yeah. And I said, what? And she's like, well, that is your real birthday. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, September 1st is the cutoff for school. So we would have had to wait an entire year for you to go to school.
Oh, free childcare.
And she goes, and you were just so smart. I was like, no. Miss me with that. She's like, you're just so smart that we didn't want you to have to.
I had to wait to 12 more days.
Right. We didn't want you to have to wait till next year to start school. So we just put some white out on your birth certificate, recopied it until it looked legit.
Just whited out that 3, boys.
Right. And then I said, well, why didn't you ever tell me? She said, well, because you've always had a big mouth. You just go up there and tell everybody.
Loose lips sink ships.
The real reason is you'd been wanting 2 birthday parties every year.
And so I'm like, so obviously my whole world is shaking at this point. I'm like, what else?
Yeah,
what
else
else is a lie?
Is my last name Rucker?
But when we got done with visitation, they used to have to take us into this room and search you before you go back out into, the commute. And I remember I got in that room and I cried. I was like, man, what is real and what isn't real?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was just this.
Do I even exist?
Right. So for 16 years of my life, I thought my birthday was September 1st. Come to find out,
No.
September 13th.
I have a lot of questions.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you celebrate now?
I start on the 1st and I end on the 13th.
Hey, there you go. He covers all the bases.
Hey, when you've been through what you've been through, absolutely.
You got to think about that. That's smart.
That
Okay?
is smart.
Hey, just say you said I started the 1st. Hey, and then you tell me later I thought I was actually really the 13th. So hey, what I'll do is I'll
That's
just
hilarious.
celebrate.
Well, the truth
I'll just celebrate.
You didn't know
13
that?
days.
Oh, that's a great one.
I mean, I've heard y'all talk about his birthday issues. I had no idea there was a 12-day discrepancy, all because they wanted to send you to school.
Yeah, look.
You were, what he said, I'm so smart. Miss me on that.
Yeah, look.
Missed me on that one, Grandma.
Now, look. So and then for years after finding out, I just always held true to the September 1st. So I used it as almost like this alias, right? Like, well, I'm off the grid because you don't know the real birthday. You just know September 1st. Literally up until, this is no joke, up until about this is
This is January.
January. This is January 2024.
Yeah.
January.
Right? Up until September 2023, it was September 1st on my Facebook.
What about on your driver's license? Well, you didn't have one for a minute.
Didn't have one for a while.
We discussed that in full. But when you got one.
When I got one, it's September, which made me think I fell through the cracks, right? Like, oh man, I'll get.
What about your Texas driver's license? That always said 13th, huh? September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought that I fell through, like, I thought that, like, man,
I want 2 birthdays.
Yeah. But turns out I didn't fall through the cracks, and I still owe Texas about $11,000.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
Now,
I remember that.
Now it's becoming clear.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, kind of.
My papa
2
had 2
birthdays.
birthdays, but it was just because his mom said one thing and the hospital said a different. So he's like, but they were back-to-back days.
Yeah, I think
wasn't a
if I was going to
2-week
have 2 birthdays, I'd want them like 6 months apart.
Yeah.
It was also 1925, not 1989.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff going on back then.
Well, and it wasn't just based on a downright lie. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't any type of like this just blatant dishonesty. Okay, like there's no other way to shake it. Okay.
Grandma, that ain't right.
So you were the young kid in all the grades, like I
Oh
was?
yeah. I was the young kid.
Yeah, 'cause-
for sure.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't even allowed to go without
Well,
a little whiteout and a copy machine.
Well, I was late August birthday, so I was always the youngest kid in the class. Like All
Yeah,
the
but you weren't
all the
small.
milestones, everybody else reaching. I'm over here still like 15. Like, what's up? You know,
Yeah.
go freshman in college. Still can't go to a bar. Like, still waiting on being in college for about 3 weeks before I can get in somewhere legally.
Remind me, where'd you go to college?
ULM.
ULM. That's
Yeah,
right.
go Warhawks, baby. Yeah,
Talons out.
yeah. That is strictly a financial decision.
Amen. It was a great one.
It's a good one. Yeah, solid. But
Cheapest school around. Do it.
Yeah.
Rucker, just man, when I thought you couldn't get any more interesting,
Well-
my man has got 2 birthdays.
I got some more things to discuss we need to discuss that I don't. He disagrees with all of us because his grandma told him something.
Oh, okay.
You know what it is, don't you?
Oh, is it? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
It's
No
sun-dried
tomato?
tomato chicken, and it's
Yeah.
delicious.
And
And
it's-
I have it almost on a weekly basis.
That's right. At least one time a week.
Because especially right now, because I work in retail and life is crazy, and I can't be taking no lunch break, so I just have them deliver my lunch to me. We're talking about Factor, people.
Yeah. Then you warm it up 2 minutes.
Boom.
Done.
Oh,
You got a fresh flavor pack meal right to your door. Something good to eat, because like when you're in a busy time, generally you end up eating a bunch of junk, like, and that makes you feel terrible, and then that just kind of snowballs into the rest. So, Factor is the ultimate choice, and you can cross meal prepping off your list this holiday season with Factor. You can skip the meal planning, grocery shopping, chopping, prepping, cleaning up, and get Factor's fresh, never frozen meals delivered to your door. They're ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat it up and enjoy. Look, they got 35 chef-crafted choices to choose from, people.
And I like them.
You said
There you
it was
go.
roasted tomatoes.
Yeah, they
The
got
sun-dried
maters.
tomato chicken is one of the better ones. It's fantastic, along with like the cheesy bacon ranch shredded chicken.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Fire.
I don't know how they managed to cook broccoli and send it across the country from wherever it's coming from and it still be that delicious, like they just cooked it right then. But they figured that out too. Look, and Si, I got the Factor app right here on my phone. Boom. You just pick out your meal, bam, 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 and it just shows up at your door. I know that by Wednesday, I have to have my meal for the week set. And then on Monday, the next Monday, it's just going to be there. And I'm going to be ready to eat lunch all week long.
Look, and no matter what plan you're on, they got something for you. Calorie smart, vegan and veggie, protein plus, more wholesome options, you name it. Look, calorie conscious options, they got you. 550 calories or
Keto.
less per serving. Keto, they got you. You want something to boost your wellness goals? They got protein plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more per serving. Hey, man, and the Factor isn't just for dinner. You can count on extra convenience any time of day with an assortment of more than 55 add-ons to suit various preferences and tastes. Choose from quick breakfast items, lunch to go, grab-and-go snacks, and ready-to-drink cold-pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. And with Factor, you can rest assured you're making a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions and source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices. This December, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. All you have to do is head to factormeals.com/duck50 and use code duck50 to get 50% off. That's code duck50 at factormeals.com/duck50 to get 50% off.
So, Rucker,
There you go.
I just, there's a thing about you that everybody, it's 2023. I think we can get past this. What ethnicity are you, Rucker? Because you said you're from South Texas, kind of darker complected,
Yeah.
got a little gangster training day about you.
Does your environment determine your ethnicity?
No, but I'm
about to put together a sermon based on that statement. All right.
But I'm just wondering what
Technically, you're Texan.
he's
Yeah.
Scottish, English.
Mutt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a mutt.
Technically, I'm just American.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
I'm a world-class mutt.
so what are you, Rucker?
So, according to my grandmother,
We already know there's trust issues with this.
according to my grandmother, Memaw, old Joyce, I'm French and Native American.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. No,
You're very French looking.
No, well, so here's the thing. I'm 99.999% sure that I'm not Hispanic.
There you go. I mean, Rucker's a very American name.
Yeah.
Is that your mom's last
That's
name?
my
or your
mom's last
dad's?
name.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
All right.
So we offered in this office to 23andMe,
mhm.
but he
do it.
turned it down.
Yeah, don't
I'll
do
never
that.
do it.
Don't do that.
I'll
Why
never
not?
Do you know
because-
the past my man's had?
Yeah.
Have you heard all these stories?
Well, yeah, but I'm just interested.
Look,
I just don't know.
Some stuff is best left just back there.
Well, and here's the truth, right?
Like-
Here's the God's honest truth. Growing up where I grew up, that was always a huge insecurity for me. Like I remember whenever I was real little, like to try to fit in with everybody in my neighborhood who was African American, I would tell people, yeah, my mom's white, my dad's black and Mexican, just to try to fit in.
Really?
Yeah. And so like
And then I'm just over here asking you if you're Mexican for 10 years and just bringing up old.
yeah, trauma, basically. That's what you do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, we're just going to solve it right here for the world to hear.
Hey, I got a question
Yeah.
for you because my great grandmama was full Cherokee,
Mm-hmm.
Native American. Okay, but hey, like you said, what what tribe?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea. So like I said, my mom and my grandmother are originally from here. So my grandma's roots go back to a lot of French, Indian,
yeah.
They're Louisiana natives.
No.
Like born and raised. So that's kind of what I always went with. You know what I mean? And, but like I said, growing up, being in that environment, whenever I was young, I'd lie about it. I'd just be like, because I was trying to fit in. I didn't want to have to fight as much. So I thought if like maybe,
Yeah.
and, eventually just in my journey, I got to a point to where like, it wasn't a big deal to me. Like ultimately I know who I am and, who my dad was or what country he was from or anything else doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of got to a point to where like, man, I'm good with it. And that's why the 23andMe thing, I always was like, which it's funny, you know what I mean? I don't want anybody hearing this to think like, oh man, dude, look, like who
It is what it is.
Who cares? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like really, like I
Yeah.
don't care what anybody's ethnicity is. I don't even care what my own is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
like, you know what I mean? So,
Amen.
So but that's why whenever it always got brought up, I was just like, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and if I'm just being totally honest here, the entire time I was locked up, I had to fight certain ethnic groups. And I would hate to see something that made me think differently about that.
Yeah.
That's
There you
true.
go. Yeah.
no,
I mean,
because hey, if the world took your view of that,
Right.
we'd be way better off.
No, I agree, man.
It's the human race for crying out loud.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think it kind of catches you off guard if you've been
Mhm.
around a man. And you said, well, what exactly are, and he goes French Indian.
Well, no,
I
no.
remember that day well.
Oh.
And I was like,
Well-
not where I'd have started.
No.
I mean, just using context clues and knowing his past and his
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
I was like, yep, not where I'd have started. But but grandmama's grandmama, man.
Yeah,
And
well, so,
she
but
from
Fran-
here, so you really just a lot of redneck.
Well, that's
Like,
what so French and Indian though is actually like if can
Yeah.
we say coon ass on this thing? I
mhm,
mean,
Yeah.
you just did.
like I mean,
no idea, but that
Roll
happened.
with it. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
that-
know.
Just
like,
short of the white
mean,
rubber
oh,
boots.
hey,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Them
Like,
Cajun Reebok.
Cajun,
Yeah.
like Cajun people. I mean, and if
Oh,
yeah.
we might as well be from Missouri to those people.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're from Arkansas. Like they don't even consider us Louisianians. And you know what? I've been down there. We're not. We're
No.
not them.
no. Well, it's so
Louisiana's got like 5 states in and of itself.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
and
weird
here's the
place.
thing: a lot of the people that I work with in recovery, and a lot of the people in our sober living homes, a lot of people at CR, here in West Monroe, Louisiana, we have this huge recovery community. So people from all over the state of Louisiana specifically come here
Yeah.
to get sober.
Yeah.
And so
That's because there's nothing to do.
well, yeah, there's not much to do. but we're blessed. We really have this bubble, man. Our community's geared towards helping people in recovery.
Yeah.
You know, like most employers in this area have employed somebody that lives in a sober living home. So it's almost the new normal. And so saying all that, like I meet a lot of guys. I mean, 80% of our sober living home right now has got Southern Louisiana people in it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's vastly different.
Mhm.
But whenever I meet a lot of those guys, like from South Louisiana, like we resemble each other.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you are just South Louisiana. You are just the deep South.
Yeah, that spot. He's kind of like that spot in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. There's a lot of folks
And
that
Houston.
area down to like what's that other deal down there? Homa.
Homa.
All that area.
Ponchatoula.
Yeah.
Ponchatoula.
Yeah.
Ponchatoula.
Yeah.
Good done.
I could go with that. But yeah, it was
But
just,
the key to the whole thing though is there's one thing that he is, and that's just Brian Rucker.
Yeah.
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You'll never meet another one. I
But
promise.
I'm with you, big dog. Stay away from that 23andMe.
Yeah. I'm not. And here's the deal with the 23andMe is like, how'd you get all that information?
Yeah.
Right? How do you know all of that stuff?
And we know my man already thought he slipped through the cracks. What he ain't about to do is put his DNA out there. It's
No.
bad enough they found the right birth certificate.
Right? Yeah.
They ain't getting his DNA.
Hold on. That would be an interesting thing to do.
Yeah.
What?
Check his DNA.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
No, that's not interesting. That's traumatic.
It'd be hilarious.
Si's gonna pay for
No,
it.
it'd be hilarious.
If I walk up behind you and grab a handful of hair, don't run.
no.
Don't let him get to root.
Man.
Don't let him get to root of your
Si,
hair.
I would not advise that. I'm just saying, like, I got people running up behind me. It's very triggering. It's-
Oh man, I love this.
What are you talking about?
Rucker, you're
Nah.
a delight. I
Hey.
miss you here every
Hey.
day. I never realized how much I missed you here every day until I've had you here like almost like 4 times in a kind of a short period of time because
Yeah.
you've just been stopping by. And
I'm glad I got to meet the man. Okay,
Yeah.
I really have. We've been introduced, but I really hadn't spent time with him or learned about who he really is.
Oh, you
And
ought to
it's
see
been-
what
it's been a hoot.
you ought to see what that man can do to chicken quarters on Friday, buddy. Man, we used to smash.
oh, yeah.
That was good times
Oh,
there,
yeah.
man. It was
Well, y'all remember the lunch crew?
yeah.
I mean, just like the everyday.
We had a crew.
We had a lunch crew with a panini press, some sandwich meat, and look, we'd go over there, we'd press up some sandwiches, grub, and then we'd go play disc golf,
Disc
Mario
golf,
Kart.
Mario Kart,
the Golden Tee game. Or whatever it was.
throwing some bags, cornhole.
Yeah.
We were working for one of the most popular brands in America, and we were all pitching in $5 for lunch and playing disc golf into a tire swing.
But
in the
what's
backyard.
amazing is when like 12 guys go together at $5 a week
You can get some
$5 a
lunch.
week for lunch is what we did.
is what we pay. And we had money left over to buy premium lunches on Friday.
Could we still do that now with
which-
inflation? I mean, really? Do
Oh,
you think we could
wow.
still
Wrong
pull that off?
podcast.
I think we'd have to go up to $8.
Yeah, we'd have to go.
Probably.
Price goes up.
Yeah. But we did. I mean, it's amazing what you can do as a group of people. Like you can eat sandwich meat, but we just got so tired of eating out. Like,
Yeah.
but it saved everybody money.
We
like,
literally, that's halfway where this podcast came from because we all just sat around and talked. And every once in a while, Corey or Willie would walk past and see what weirdness was happening.
yeah.
And they're like, what if we throw Si into that mix?
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
This is what you got. But let's
Man-
take. Hey,
Oh,
you,
go
you
ahead.
good? No, we're just gonna take another break. You can opine all you want to right after this. Rucker.
You know what this year always reminds me, this time of year reminds me of?
What's that?
High school football. And that
Oh, yeah.
time that Rocket Money saved me from paying for watching high school football in the May, June, July, and August because I almost did. But Rocket Money said, no, you signed up to watch one game. You don't want to do this anymore.
Amen. Look, and we sitting there the other day. Brittany signed up for some trial because she wanted to watch The Grinch on demand.
Yep.
And she didn't have I don't even remember what it was. So you know what's going to happen in a month? Hey, do you still want to be
7
subscribing to this
days.
from Rocket Money? Thank God they're there because if not, it would be,
You-
for me, I would say it would probably be at least April or March or April or May before I'm like, oh, do we still pay for that? And I wouldn't be using it. We're just watching The Grinch. You don't watch a Grinch in February.
That's weird.
I mean, it's wild.
Why
So
would you
that's
do
where
that?
Rocket Money helps everybody because most people think in subscriptions, oh, I'm spending $50-$60. Ain't that big of a deal. Wrong answer. You're more like $200-$300 by the time you add all of it together. And if you feel like money's just flying out of your account and you have no idea where it's going, it is those subscriptions. That's what's wild about it. Think about it. Between streaming services, fitness apps, I don't have those, delivery services, parenting apps, it's endless. I mean, it's unbelievable. And we're all guilty of it. So we use Rocket Money to help us find out what subscriptions we're spending money on. It's eye-opening. And look, you can cancel them. It's super easy to cancel, which used to be the pain, right? You'd start the cancel process on subscription. Then you just get tired of it because they make you jump through hoops to do it. So no, with Rocket Money, bop,
Bop.
cancel, Done. Over. Look, Rocket Money is the personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscription, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. You can see all your subscriptions in one place, and if you see something you don't want, you can cancel it with one tap. Never have to get on the phone with customer service. That is big time. They'll even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year.
Boom.
With over $500 million in canceled subscriptions.
Martin, I use that app and they email you. It's super convenient. Look, there's the app right there. It's awesome. My favorite is they do email you and they let you know, hey, you're paying for this, you're paying for this, you're paying for this. They ain't going to let you get out of whack and you not know it.
Yeah.
If you got Rocket Money and you making bad financial decisions, that's on you, not on Rocket Money.
Yeah. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/
Duck.
That's rocketmoney.com/
Duck. One more time.
rocketmoney.com/
Slash duck. How old are you?
Oh, I
Rucker?
was going for a gender.
34.
34.
Mm-hmm.
You were born like 5 months after me, right?
Yeah.
September 1st or 13th.
Mm-hmm. And/or.
Have you always been this down to earth honesty?
Yeah,
You
I
think-
think so. I mean, kind of like what we was talking about last time. I mean, I'm just
No.
That's
That's who you are, right?
I'm just like,
You were a drug dealer. You were a liar,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
well, I mean, business is one thing. I mean, I thought we were talking
Hey,
about
you're talking-
personal.
Oh, you talking about
You're talking apples and oranges here
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
buddy. When you say get on the business side,
No, but what made me
You
really
don't have to be honest in business.
no, but honestly, this is the truth. What made me really like I hate to use the word successful at it, but what made me good at it was, man, I was just cool with everybody. I was from the projects, so I was down with everybody there, cool with them. I got cool with the essays, which made sure I got good prices. Okay. And then
Hold on.
You're blowing Hunter's mind.
Time
over
out.
there.
Yeah, just for all of us that grew up on the street Willie lives on now. SA? What is that?
It's a person of Hispanic descent.
Yeah, I think today's term for it could potentially be like cartel, kind of.
Oh, I thought it was
Bingo.
like a
There.
special agent.
Yeah, I'm going with today's Fox News terms. Yeah, probably cartel is probably
Yeah.
the one you would most recognize.
I was
them by.
like a special advisor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was,
What?
okay.
Yeah,
you
no.
were like SA?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he was like S.A.
Could you act a
He
little
knew-
bit less private school when we're in here?
Hey, just so we're clear, your kid goes where I went.
That's because I
He's on.
want
That's fine. He's on scholarship.
I want him to be way more like you when he grows up.
No. You want his 16 to 22 to be more like mine than yours.
Yeah, yeah.
But now
Yeah.
I want him to be way more like you.
Yeah. No, that's fair. 16 to 22, though, definitely want to keep it OCS official. You know what I mean? No, but but I was cool. I was able to be cool with everybody, and so like I live in the projects. I'm cool with everybody there. I got to connect with the Hispanic people, and then I would sell to people up in the suburbs, and I'd party, hang out with them. That's why I knew so much like alternative rock music. It's because I would hang out with those people and get high and
alternative.
sell drugs.
He said alternative rock. He's over here listening to Collective Soul with him.
Come on and shine.
I know way more Matchbox 20 than anybody else in my neighborhood.
My man. That is going to be probably the most underrated comment on this podcast
hey.
ever.
In the history.
Pull up a Rob Thomas song. Pull up a Rob Thomas song.
hey. Look, what, Martin?
Praise God.
Martin, what is the lizard that when he
Chameleon.
chameleon?
Yeah, he's a
In
chameleon.
other words, this man is a chameleon.
Yeah, he's a master of camouflage.
Yeah, he's master. Just wherever he's at, he fits in.
But I mean, for real, do you know anybody in our community? I've never met anybody that had a bad word to say about the guy. So, Grant did, but Grant was your mentor, and you were infuriating him.
Yeah, well,
So, and
yeah.
that's fair enough.
Yeah,
that's a
fair.
different. That's a completely
That's
different
fair.
relationship.
Grant
Well,
was
hey.
the head coach, and we all just got to be cheerleaders.
No, Grant
Yeah.
was his teacher.
Oh,
okay?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah,
100%. But that's what I'm saying. But out of everybody around you've never heard one person say a bad word, which means at the root of it, he's a good guy. He was doing what he had to do to make a living.
And we were just talking. This is hilarious. This is actually super funny to me. We were talking just the other day about you're newly married, and we both spent some time this Thanksgiving with our in-laws and their food, and
Whoa.
they ain't listening.
Hey, I think they might.
Oh,
They
never
might.
mind.
They might.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
No, I think
It was great.
it was great. No.
His in-laws aren't as close to this as ours are, Laura. None of ours pay attention because they know we run our mouth anyway. So.
Yeah, well, no. So I'll say this: it's not.
He said, "Whoa."
Hey, whoa. No,
Hey, he's learned that lesson in marriage quick.
Whoa.
Big
no,
on you.
I'll say this: growing up with a diverse culture of Thanksgiving food, I'll say that it was a little bit different.
What'd y'all eat?
We ate the normal stuff, but
No, because the past 9. How long have you?
but yeah. So the past 9 to almost 10 years, I'm with like y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm over at Willie's. That's who I'm eating Thanksgiving with. So like,
That's what I was saying. Like, you grew up in the projects, but then for the last decade, he's hitting the gate code to go to a different. 1 year, I'm pretty sure you ended up at Big Dave's house eating Christmas. Then next thing I know, I see a picture of you at Willie's house for Thanksgiving. I'm like,
I used
Then
to.
he was at Randy and Joe
Yeah,
Neal's
then
house.
slept at the Kirby.
No. I used to call it the turkey tour. Okay, I'd take the turkey tour, boys. I'm starting at somebody's house and I'm ending at somebody else's. You take a plate.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
eat for a week, son. You eat for a week off of leftovers.
You just forgot what I just said he was. He fits
chameleon.
He fits in anywhere,
But that's
buddy.
what
He
I
just
mean.
sliding around.
Hey, he done A. I love it. I call it my turkey.
So since
tour.
I know most of the people that you did the turkey tour with aren't going to listen. Who was the best cooks out of your turkey tour? What was the one that you were like, I gotta hit that one?
All right, I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep out anybody in particular.
Yeah.
Right. But I'll say this, right? It's a toss up between Big Dave Surf and Turf.
Yeah.
Big Dave does surf and turf on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I didn't get this big by accident.
No.
Okay. It's a toss up between David Owen, Surf and Turf, and Mamaw Lou Kirby,
Okay.
caramel pie.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, so I just apparently this past Thanksgiving ate about a half of some kind of caramel banana pudding things that he.
Banana caramel pie is great.
Basically-
Banana caramel pie. That's what it is.
My
That's
sister does that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She ain't got as much experience as
Mamaw Lou.
Lou.
Mamaw Lou got
Miss Kirby. She
been doing it a long time.
made some pies.
It's
Yeah.
on. Hey,
And that's just somebody, whenever I think of Mary Lou Kirby, I think of just hanging out with Brian Rucker.
Mm-hmm.
There's 15 people that listen to this that know Mary Lou that are cracking up right now.
Yeah. They are close to the same height.
Yeah,
probably.
she's about 90
little bit
years
taller.
old, sweetest old lady in
I'm
the
a little
world.
bit taller. No, she is the sweetest, but man, that whole crew over there, like whether you're doing it at Randy and Joe Neal's, you're doing it over at Chris and Johnny's, like, man, it's a good time. And it's that,
Rucker was part of it.
oh man, I'm in the background of so many family photos. You'd be surprised.
I love it.
me
love
and Chris just like hosted live stream at the church not too long ago, and I said, it's getting around that time of year where you see me randomly pop up at your house. And she was like,
Because the food shows up.
"Oh yeah." Well, she was like, "Well, you think it'll happen less now that you're married?" I said, "Probably." I
Yeah.
was like, "Probably," and that breaks my heart, honestly.
Hey,
So how was your first set of holidays with your in-laws? Good?
Oh man, it was great. It was great.
I got something funny.
Her sister lives in Rocky Branch, so it was
Okay.
easy.
Yeah.
Just head over to Rocky Branch, eat, get back home in time to watch that late game and take a nap. So
Hey, there you go.
We do need to talk about Rucker having in-laws, because that's kind of a wild thing to think about, is Brian Rucker showing up to marry your daughter.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, think about it. How's that going?
Well, they only know this me.
That's true.
They don't know the.
They know this you, though.
Oh,
Look at this
there
guy.
it is.
You
There,
wouldn't-
that is from a fishing trip with my father-in-law.
He showed up to the store. He said, "Big Dave, I don't want to look dumb. What do I need to do? That
Wear a
way they
diff-
think I know how about fishing." And so we
Button
set
that
him
top
up.
button.
No, leave that.
No,
That's,
I kept that unbuttoned on purpose. That was so I pulled out. Let me just give you the rundown here, and I'm gonna do a little honey hole promo.
oh no, don't do that. But,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Let's
sure.
do
Is that
some honey hole
is
promo
that
here.
your time out before we get any further? Is that your father-in-law's boat?
Yes, it
He
is.
loaded.
Oh no, her dad is like legit fisherman. I mean, y'all would get along.
Well, he's got a Ranger Z series with power poles. That man got some cash.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's humble. He's
but
humble.
for those of you driving down the road listening, Martin can see approximately one chair,
Yeah. And
3 inches of the
he
power
knows what
pole.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I see where you got the Z logo from, but Martin knows boats.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a legit fisherman. I mean, this is what he does. But this day we're at Toledo Bend, and her family goes out there, once a year for a trip. And so basically, we're going on a fishing trip. I've went fishing. I was actually on one episode of Fin Commander way back when.
Yeah, way.
And the whole premise of the episode was Jay Stone takes Brian Rucker fishing.
But y'all caught him.
We caught some.
Yeah.
We caught some.
Yeah.
But so I'm not a fisherman. So anyways, we're going on this trip. Her dad is a fisherman. He's a fisherman.
Yeah.
He's legit.
He's legit. And so I was like, I don't want to look like an idiot. So I pull up to my trusty friends at the honey hole and I say, guys, I'm in a bit of a pickle. And I think you can help me out. So
You looked the part, and you caught fish.
Oh man, I caught a fish. Single.
Well, you
single
only
fish.
sent me a photo, so I just assumed that was just one of
I
many.
could have played it up, but I'm an honest guy. You know what I mean? But that is the
Not
one
a
fish-
fisherman.
That's the one fish that I caught. My father-in-law actually took that picture. But yeah, so they equipped me with the hat, the sunglasses. I mean,
Still
everything.
on that Duck Commander shirt, though. I like
Yep.
that.
That's probably mine from SHOT Show.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not even kidding.
No.
Sure is.
You know where I got that shirt? John Gimber.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was one of ours from a SHOT Show
Yeah.
from years gone by.
Mhm.
But
Hey, man.
I just, before we go, you said you don't want to look like an idiot. Did your father-in-law critique you on how you're holding that fish? Or
No, man, he knows what's up.
Oh, okay.
I think he realizes like, hey,
because next time
I
let's go here. Let's
Hold
go-
him out. It would have looked bigger.
Yeah.
too.
Not even look bigger, but like
Straight arm that thing.
I'm just. Were you worried about him getting away?
how?
Like, I mean, you've got him cradled like he's a little baby. Like
I handle all things with care.
with care.
Okay.
I got you. Well, you're about to knock the sides off of him, so I mean, this is the last chance you got with him. So I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. Like,
Well, her dad, he's like you, right? I could go out there and look the part, but he definitely knew like.
oh yeah, he was ducking when you were casting.
Well, so
he
he's yeah.
had that lean.
Well, he
going.
taught me a lot. I actually took Big Dave's advice. He was like, "Man, just go out there and let him teach you some
Amen.
stuff." And I was like, "Cool, man, let's do that."
Yeah, I get to fish with a bunch of professional anglers every year that I'm fortunate enough to call friends. I don't get out there and try to do I watch what they do and then I try to mimic it. So
Yeah.
and I've been fishing my whole life. So you did the right thing there. But let's take another break and we'll be back right after this.
Phillip, you're looking good.
I'm feeling good.
Are you feeling
Johnny
good?
D. And I think it's because I've been drinking AG1.
You drink a lot of AG1.
I drink it and my wife drinks it. And we drink it every day.
every day.
Every day.
How do you go about your morning?
Well, I wake up, I run in, and I usually will put 1 scoop in cold water. I'll make one for me and one for my wife, and I'll drink mine before she gets hers.
That is what I'm talking. And you feel ready to take on your day.
If I don't drink it, I'm lost.
Carpe diem, baby.
Seize the day.
And it starts with drinking AG1. Look, if you're a longtime listener, you know we've been drinking AG1 for about 2 or 3 years. Look, that's because AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health. I decided to give it a try because Christian Huff was taking it, and I said, well, if it works for Superman, maybe it'll work for a normal guy like me. And I'm here to tell you it does. You're going to feel more focused. You're going to feel better just overall throughout your day, more energy, all that stuff. And not only do you replace your multivitamin, or if you're taking all these different pills and supplements, you're going to replace that with 1 scoop of AG1. And every scoop includes adaptogens to balance your body's stress levels, vitamin C and zinc to help support your immune health. And That's why we tell everybody we know about it, which is why everybody in this room has been drinking AG1. AG1 is the supplement I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why they've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership over your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/duck. That's drinkag1.com/duck. Check it out. Are you autographing the table?
He's got more energy today because he was
That's
He
it.
been
Well,
drinking AG1.
A lot of times people's defense is negativity, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's something they don't understand, they're just going to perceive and assume that it's negative.
I take it. I think they're jealous.
Oh, it's 100%. A lot
Oh,
of that. Yeah, because some
No.
of them are probably stuck in some of the places maybe that Rucker was and can't
No.
get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
You
some.
know?
But being a former
And-
police and federal correction officer, I've met thousands of Ruckers. Not many have his story. Most end up in prison or die. Stay straight, Rucker.
Yeah.
Stay straight, Rucker.
Yeah.
I will. I'll
we're
try.
coming to get you.
I'll try.
Rucker doesn't have a choice because Grant will hurt him if he doesn't.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I also am extremely grateful for the life that I have today.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
and you're-
risking that.
and unlike a lot of people too, you removed yourself from that environment and surrounded yourself with a bunch of accountability
Yeah.
partners that won't let you so easily slip back into a world.
I
of
want
that.
to comment
So-
on him from him.
Yeah.
My mother told me when I was a young person, very young person, you will be known by the people you run with.
Mm-hmm.
What's your comment on that?
So what I tell a lot of my clients is you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself around, right? So if I'm around people that are constantly negative, constantly doing things that put them in a bad spot in life, you're only going to end up with that same mindset with those same behaviors. So if you get around people that are doing the right things, that are chasing after Jesus and trying to be a good husband, a good father,
Yep.
a good employee, then that's what you're going to become. That's why community is so important for people. Because if you're around nothing but negativity, it's going to become negative. You're going to have a negative viewpoint. They've done actual studies where they put people in, case studies where they've put in groups of people in a room together. And if the most emotionally dominant person was angry, then everybody else became angry.
Yeah.
And if they were happy, then everybody else became happy. So I think that's just natural. And I think that's why God never told us to live alone. He told us to have a personal relationship with him, but to go and have community with others, because we're stronger together. But if we're not chasing after Jesus together, then we're probably going to end up in a bunch of
On the other
negativity
side.
together.
Yeah.
No, because my mama told me that, and then the saying is, "No man's an island."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I've always said, well, hey, look, here's the deal. Here's the best advice I can give you. It's easier to be a Christian if you hang around Christians
Mm-hmm.
that are chasing Jesus, just like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I had a guy that I used to work with, okay? He's the most negative person, and I literally called my brother and said, hey, I need to get away from this idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, come to work for me.
Yeah.
He said, you ain't going to get much money, but hey, come to work for me. He said, we won't go negative. He said, we'll eat good.
Boy,
we'll
he
eat.
lied to you.
No. Hey. no.
It's turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, it worked
out.
It
Okay?
That is
Yeah.
the story
And
of
hey,
that
the reason,
commander.
the reason it worked out is just what he said, chasing Jesus.
Oh, amen.
Okay.
for
That's
sure.
why,
No.
everybody asks. I try to surround myself with people that are better than me. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
be the lowest in my group
Well,
because I know that they'll pick me up. I know it'll bring me to the next
well,
level.
that's biblical.
and
Okay.
like, I
Jesus says, hey, if you want to be the greatest, become the least.
yeah,
You got to have 3 types of people in your life.
Here we go.
You got to have your Paul, you got to have your Barnabas, and you got to have your Timothy. You got to have somebody that's spiritually mentoring you and guiding you. You got to have somebody walking alongside with you as an accountability partner, and you got to have somebody that you're pouring into and mentoring.
mm-hmm.
And so whenever you have all of those, that's what I tell my clients, my sponsees, people that I work with is, I use the example of what I had here. It was like, okay, I have all these dudes in recovery that are my accountability partners that I'm walking this out with.
Yep.
But I'm surrounding myself around dudes that ain't never got high before, ain't never went to jail, that have, been going to church their whole life because they have something that I want. And so I'm going to surround myself around them, have y'all as my accountability partners to walk this through with. And then I'm going to find somebody that's a little bit fresher in this and pour into them what I've learned.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, the main thing is the reason them three and what you said is so important is because, hey, you're not looking in the mirror and saying me.
right.
You're looking at other people.
Well, that's
trying to do better.
Oh man, one of those comments that I read was like, I don't trust this Rucker guy.
I wouldn't trust.
I wouldn't trust me either. You're right. Without Jesus, I suck. Okay, like here's the truth. Like there is nothing good that lives inside of me. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. The things I don't want to do,
go
I
the
do.
other ways. Yeah,
That's right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
without the Holy Spirit and Jesus actively working in my life and relying on his power in order for me to conduct myself, I'm gonna screw it up. Right. So yeah, don't trust Brian Rucker. You can, trust the Holy Spirit that lives inside me, maybe, but I get it. Like, you know what I mean?
No, you said it right. Okay. Because if you said, hey, you trust old Robertson? No, you don't trust me. I said, because, hey, here's the bottom line. Every time you trust me, I'm going to fail you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because, hey, I'm a sinful person, okay, and I've got issues, just like Rucker said he's had issues and has to deal with them. It's why we lean on Jesus.
Yeah.
And if you want to look at anybody and want to put somebody on a pedestal, the Lord's the one you put up there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord's the one you take with you. That's why I tell people all the time, hey, put Jesus in your shirt pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm really telling you, hey, you put him in your heart and you put him in your mind. And look, you take him everywhere you go. That way, hey, you need to think one thing when you're going somewhere. Is it okay if I take Jesus here? Because if the answer is no, then you don't need to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I can dig it.
No, for sure.
Let's take our last break. We'll be back right after this.
I spent the majority of my life afraid I was going to die. That's why I did what I did, was because...
That's why you ran.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I mean, your entire life is built on the fact that, like, so I was 9 years old. I seen somebody get murdered, right? And it was right by the apartment that I grew up in. And I came to this realization that, like, man, like that,
your
life could be over. Well,
you saw. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Well,
pry
so
too
I
much.
seen it. I was on my porch, and it was a car chasing another car. I actually know the guy. He's an older dude in the neighborhood. I used to see him, by the corner store. But it was a car chasing another car. And the apartments that I grew up in, it was one way in, one way out. We called it the hole. And so they chased the car down to the dead end. Dude jumps out of his car and he starts running through this field that we used to play games in. And as he's running through the field, the guys in the other car jump out and they just start shooting at him. And I see him fall down in the field. And that's when I was like, okay, like
your life is
I used to watch like Full House and Family Matters and stuff, and it was like
Urkel.
Like, yeah, man, like, you watch that stuff and you're like, man, that is not real. Like what I was going outside and seeing, it wasn't that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember thinking, because what was it? Full House was in San Francisco, right? That's where it was. I thought that was a whole nother world. I was like, where are these?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the Full House we grew up with anymore.
It's way closer to Mars now than it is. The
Uncle
United
Jesse
States.
was legit.
I prefer Uncle Joey, but whatever.
Yeah. How rude.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That Danny Tamborelli.
It is wild to think. I mean, 9 years old. I mean, I'm just trying to think about that. Like at 9 years old, I'm saying like a different circumstance. Like that was never a part of my childhood. And I don't say that to belittle or like anything like, it's just so wild how we live in one place, one country, and you can have such vastly different experiences. But when you know that exists, it makes it easier to realize why some people get caught up in it.
Yeah, and
Right? Like, I mean, you used to think, how can these people do this? We've shared the gospel with them. We've done this. We've done that. We've done everything, and they're still in this trap. Why don't they know better? And it's because they're a product of their environment.
Yeah.
And it's like, Si asked the question, what can we do to make it better? Like, as a human race.
Oh,
and
no.
it's, that's one of the answers is try to remove that environment from even being here, right? Like, a 9-year-old shouldn't have to see that.
No.
yeah.
The only
that's
thing a
what
9-year-old should see shot in a field and fall over is a deer.
No. Well, that's why
Not a
when
human.
People,
Yeah,
when people ask me if I had a time machine, I'll always tell them, okay, because and it's probably because I'm real naive, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But why can't we just love each other and get along, for crying out loud? The Bible uses it this way in the prodigal son. He actually was jealous of pigs eating slop, and it said he came to his senses.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2023, and you turn on the news, and
2024.
you got war everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When is the human race going to actually come to its senses and,
Yeah.
because like you said, a 9-year-old child sees the friend get murdered.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't happen.
That shouldn't even be in the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be in the.
I mean, all your innocence at 9 was just ripped from you.
Well, and then
And
the ripple effects from a traumatic experience like that is, I mean, even after, I quit living the way that I was living for so long, it still affects you.
Oh,
I mean, it's
no.
stuff that you got to like.
How could it not?
When you see the capacity of what humans are capable of doing, it's made struggles in my marriage and in my relationship. You know what I mean? It's just like, how do I fully trust people whenever I know what they're capable of?
No.
It's as a father, it makes me overprotective sometimes.
Yep.
Like, man, that's where, faith comes in and having to trust that like God is in control more than I am, because as just a human, a natural living, breathing man, you see all that kind of stuff and you begin to like try to protect everything that you're around, including yourself.
And you overreact.
I kept people at an arm's distance my entire life because I don't want nobody to hurt me.
Yeah.
The question that I was asked is, how many times in your life did you feel like you was going to die? Man, from that day, almost every day is like, I can die today.
Yeah.
And that didn't stop whenever I moved up here either. Up until I was 30 years old, I used to have to sleep in the living room on a couch with a light on at each end of the house. Right?
Really?
Because and this is the stuff that most people don't hear about. They hear the story, they see you go through our stuff, but they don't realize like I'm a 30-year-old man having to sleep on my couch in the living room with lights on at each end of the house. Because I've just seen some grimy stuff, man.
You gotta live
it talks
with it.
about the brokenness and the fallen world that we live in.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's why now, even as it always has been, and we got to turn to Jesus. We got to reinstill our relationship.
That's the only thing that's going to solve it.
It's the only thing. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that'll change it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Love is a purposeful commitment to sacrificial action. There has to be purpose and commitment to the self-sacrificing acts for somebody else. Jesus displayed that perfectly by going to the cross for people that hated him,
That's right.
for people that couldn't stand him,
That it
people
was
that
his
would
enemies.
spit on him, people that would curse at him, people that would deny him.
And still are.
And
Yeah,
still
and still
are,
are.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And here's the thing. Jesus went to the cross for all of them. All the people that even to this day are like, I hate Jesus, right? He died for them.
And they have no reason.
And they have no reason
Yeah.
other than, right?
Being a human.
Other than being a human and maybe what they were taught was something that is not of God, right?
Yep.
And it's also an interesting thing too that a lot of times you go to these different parts of the world, like you talk about warfare and stuff. Man, there's a lot of people in different parts of the world that are doing stuff that we find completely insane and just unholy.
And it's normal for them.
Well, they think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They think that they are honoring their God by doing it.
Yep.
Right? And so, I was talking about that with an elder today. It was just kind of like, man, the moral compass for people is based in, what they believe. And that's why understanding like what you believe is so important, because one person's belief might lead them to have the moral compass that does something completely against what another person's moral compass is. And so it's pretty interesting stuff.
You're an interesting guy.
Yeah.
Rucker.
Rucker,
We done got heavy here, folks.
well, the thing about it, and I was going to say something a minute ago, and you want me to land the plane with a Bible verse, but
Treat it just like Nicolas Cage on Con Air, son.
put her down. But the thing about it is,
That's a great movie. I mean, that's just a great movie.
Con Air.
truly is.
Nicolas Cage with long hair. You know what I mean? When's the last time you seen that?
The best part of Rucker's story for me, and this is the second time he's been on, so you've heard a lot about him. It's not even, it's what he did for me. Because, I get made fun of a lot for having a king size bed and growing up on a fancy street or
I
whatever.
thought it was a queen.
Oh, yeah, it was a queen. See,
now
everyone's-
you
it gets bigger.
The struggle.
You sitting around
The
storytellers.
struggle.
But what I'm
Hey,
saying
we can't
is,
trust you, JD.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't trust me either. I got some bad stuff in my
That's right.
mind.
You can't trust you anymore.
But the thing about it is, I played Christian for the first most of my life at this point.
Been there, done that.
And I was always the guy that sat up and going, well, I'm better than a lot of kids that were born 4 months after me, give or take a couple weeks because they don't know their birthday. Like, I'm not doing those things, but I was never doing the right things. I just wasn't getting in trouble. That was the essence of Christianity to me. And then I started hanging out with a dude named Brian Rucker from the streets of Houston, and wildly different childhoods. Wildly different.
Yeah.
But now we do stuff together sometimes in the name of the Lord and ministry. And it's just so cool that Jesus called me to do stuff with my background that Rucker might not can do, but he called Rucker to do stuff that I could never do, And so Jesus uses every one of us to further his kingdom, no matter where you're at in life, no matter what ethnicity you are, no matter where you were born, good side of the tracks, wrong side of the tracks. Jesus Christ loves you.
That's right.
And he wants to use you. And I'll wrap it up with Galatians 3:26. So in Christ Jesus, you are all children of God through faith. For all of you who were baptized into Christ have clothed yourselves with Christ. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. If you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. The best part about heaven is I'm going to be there with people that I don't know, and I'm going to be there with people from all over.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bunch of reunions, like weird people that would have never got to be friends like
You'll
me
be
and Rucker.
shocked
Yeah.
at who's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be more than you think.
You're gonna be
Oh,
shocked
yeah.
at who ain't there too.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
That's true.
I'm
Oh,
just
boy.
saying. Look, I'm just saying.
Hey,
No, yeah.
Those you can't have one way without the other on
Hey.
that deal. But
let's just be the last thing we'll say. Hey, your goal, you want to be there.
yeah, come there.
That's right.
Let's all get
2024.
there.
Let's all get there.
Go to heaven.
Amen.
Yeah.
Rucker, come back next quarter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe not in 2024, but
Yeah,
I said go to heaven in 2024. Make it your goal to eventually end up in heaven.
And
Did you just tell
ensure-
everybody
Make that
to
the
die
goal and-
this year?
Yeah.
We
my
want
bad.
you to die this year. Go to heaven.
Ensure your place in heaven in 2024.
Hey, for me
Yeah.
to die is gain.
Hey, ain't that the truth?
Hey,
There it is.
But Rucker,
Rucker, see
we'll
you in
see you in
heaven.
a quarter.
sign me up.
There you go,
Rucker
boy.
Podcast 2024.